Welcome in to our Thursday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. And we have a really exciting show as we said we're going to get off into recruiting. You know, it might not be a lot of things going on the field, but it's definitely a lot of things going off the field for Coach Sam Pittman and his football program, as we should be in spring ball, but we're in spring recruiting. But they can't get out, but definitely reach out. So we're going to reach out to a lot of kids. And at first, we're going to go down to Washington, Missouri, where we're going to talk to 2021 tight end major prospect for the University of Arkansas and John Cooper, Ryan Hoerstkamp. He'll be on at the 1:15 hour, and we'll get a chance to talk to Ryan. He's a highly sought-after young man out of the Show Me State. And he may show Arkansas that he wants to be a part of them. We'll find out all that's to come. And then at the 1:30 hour, we're going to feature Antonio Martin Jr. From Fairburn, Georgia. Langston Hughes High School, the Big 2022 four-star prospect, has a great relationship with one Jimmy Smith, the new Arkansas coach at running back. We'll find out all that, and then we're going to close it out by just going slightly up the road for the Hall guys and talk to Quan Parker, big-time defensive back for the University of Arkansas. They hope to have him make their home here in Fayetteville from Booker T. Washington High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We'll get all those thoughts, but I want to bring in my guy. It's his birthday. He's the birthday man today, and he came in to work, so that ought to tell you about him. Happy birthday, bro.
I appreciate that.
What you got going on?
And then I'm just enjoying the day. You know, there's so much going on in the world. You just got to find things to be positive about. And I'm just blessed and feel privileged to see another day and, have full health and, not have anything going on.
Well, we're going to get a real quick break and try to come up with some type of highlight. But then when we return, it's time to put the Hall guys on you in the Hall guys segment and get this thing started. All that's coming up. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
God, the producer.
For three. Man, I like chicken and waffles. What's a good place I can get some chicken and waffles? I know. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that loving. Like they say on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings, and they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Meet me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road.
Answers that they want. So as pleased as you possibly can be with the way he's handled his room. They respect him. He knows what he's talking about. He was athletic director at his school as well. So he understands how to handle people. And this is an exceptional football coach, and his his future's bright, bright, bright. But I've known him for 5 years, and we wanted to hire him when I was at Georgia, just wasn't able to because we didn't have a full-time job there. But he did. He interviewed there, and he was outstanding in that interview. And like I say, I've known him, known his character, known what he's about for 5 years, and I'm really, really glad that we were able to hire him here.
You mentioned Dorian Gerald. He was a guy, obviously had a health scare at the start of last season. How is he physically cleared for everything, and how's he doing, and how big a piece could he be in the rebuilding process, this coming season?
Yeah, Dorian is cleared. He is getting in much better shape. I've had one-on-one conversations with him about what we need him to do. He's a guy that could be a strong leader for us. Kids look up to him. He's getting his quickness back. He's getting stronger. I really like the kid. I think he's smart. Good guy to have in that D-line room. So, yeah, I think you're 100% right. I think he's a guy that could be a heck of a leader for us as well.
One more, if you don't mind. I know you're a people person, like you said, but, the video of you walking around the hog pen, I saw that the other day. I guess you're looking for a hot dog or whatever. But, being the way you are, how are you handling this whole social distancing thing and sort of having to be careful,
Well, I'll be honest with you, it did run across my mind, but to be honest, about the time that we started talking about the virus is
Welcome back. It's our Thursday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk here on KDSJ 479. We come to you each and every day from 1 to 2 p.m. And, we always talk about recruiting. It's all about the Jimmies and the Joes, never more so in football than any other sport. And Arkansas and Coach Pittman are really looking for a lot of Jimmies and Joes. So we thought we'd head up to Washington, Missouri, the show me state, where we caught up with big-time tight end prospect Ryan Hoerstkamp. Ryan, welcome to OTH, my man.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are things going, big fella? I know Arkansas offers, and it just seemed like once that moment happened, you've had a whirlwind of, it seems like each and every day, new offers. Talk about how the recruiting process is going so early for you, big man.
It's going real well, actually. Like you said, it kind of started. I actually didn't have any offers in January, and then towards the beginning of February, I had a couple, and then as soon as Arkansas offered, everything else just blew up. And since then, it's been, like you said, a whirlwind. A whole bunch of offers came in, and a lot of decisions to make.
How do you deal with that? Coming from the small school that you attend there in Washington, Missouri, Ryan, how much pressure has it been? Is Missouri one of those schools that you feel kind of some hometown pressure to maybe stay there, or it's just you're going to go where best suits Ryan Hoerstkamp?
Yeah, I'm definitely going what best suits me. Mizzou's a good option for me. It is. It really is. It's close to home and stuff. But whatever feels best for me. And like you said about the small school thing, we actually haven't had a D1 coach come through our high school in the last 10 years until this year. So this is the first time in a long time we've had a D1 football player, and to be that guy it's a blessing for sure. And I'm happy that I'm opening doors for more players, because I think we've had a lot of D1 talent come through our school. Just with it being a small school and not a big recruiting hotspot, I feel like a lot of coaches have missed the opportunity to get a lot of good ball players. I'm hoping that with this, it opens up the doors for everyone else.
A lot of collegiate coaches, in the football world nowadays, are starting to go after those two-sport athletes. Ryan, you are a two-sport athlete yourself there at Washington High School as you play basketball. Talk about how big of a factor do you think that is? That you can take parts of what you do on that court into your onto the field each and every Friday night.
I mean, it helps me with, like, basketball's always helped me with just footwork and catching and stuff, because and strength and going through people and all that good stuff. 'Cause I play down low in the post and get rebounds, and it just kind of helps with a lot of things on the field, with like going up for a rebound kind of represents blocking, and that's kind of what I show on my film. I feel like I finish shoot blocks, and I always try to get rebounds and stuff, so they kind of correlate with each other. And I mean, it's just the same. I mean, I like, and my intensity on the basketball court is the same as it is on football. I mean, you can see a lot more on the basketball court. There's only 5 guys there.
Right.
But I mean, that's kind of the same thing. That's something I just bring with me. I kind of got that chip on my shoulder, whatever I play, whenever it is. You got to be competitive to try to win it all. So,
What are some of the schools that are showing you the most love, so to speak, right now in the recruiting process? Kind of recruiting you the hardest, outside of Arkansas.
Mizzou's recruiting me pretty hard. Kansas is recruiting me real hard. Kansas State's been recruiting me real hard. Memphis has been recruiting me real hard. And then I've talked to Texas Tech a lot, and that was my most recent offer. But since they've offered me, I talked to them a whole bunch, a lot of their coaching staff, and those are probably the main schools recruiting me the
Ryan,
hardest.
you've talked to Coach John Cooper there at Arkansas, the tight ends coach. Talk about those conversations, and what are your impressions so far with this new staff under Coach Sam Pittman?
Coach Cooper and I have talked about everything. I know one of our first conversations was it was snowing out here in Washington, and him and I were talking about shoveling snow. Like, that's kind of what I did in the winter. And just talked about kind of whatever, and it brought a really good connection. Ever since then, things kind of taken off, and I really think they got something good going on. I'm really excited for the future of their school and hoping to get up there or get down there soon enough. So,
And I know with the COVID pandemic, kind of putting a halt on, unfortunately, your last spring football season heading into your senior year. Ryan, what's the plan when we get back to some normalcy? Or, what are some of the places? I know you told me before we came on air, Arkansas was a school that you had planned on being at a week ago for their first initial spring practice. But when all this is set up and you can get out, where are you planning on going unofficially or officially when you're able to do so?
I'm definitely, like, Arkansas is definitely going to be one of those. I'm going to try to go to, like, Texas Tech and some of the other schools that offer me. And let's see. I mean, I don't know what else is going to happen between now and I don't even know when it's going to be able to go on visits and places. But Arkansas is definitely one of them. Probably one of my first spots I'm going to hit, because that's somewhere, like I said, I was going to go to last Monday, and I really want to get out there. I was really looking forward to it. So that's somewhere I'm definitely excited about going to. Kansas State, Texas Tech, Michigan State, those are all places I'm probably going to head to when I can. Maybe some other places if they get offers and stuff like that.
What are you planning on majoring in, RH, once you pick your school of choice? What does Ryan Hoerstkamp want to have a career in?
See, I'm not 100% sure yet. I really we have an A+ program at our school, which I went to my old elementary school, and I helped out with the 3rd grade class for one of my hours during the day. So it actually is one of my old teachers at my elementary school, so I went and helped her with her kids, and I really enjoyed that. So I kind of want to do education. So I'd probably do like a PE in elementary and then help kids get recruited at the high school level and at like a local high school or something like that is what I'd like to do.
Awesome. Talking with Ryan Hoerstkamp of Washington High School in Washington, Missouri, a big-time prospect for the University of Arkansas at the tight end position for John Cooper. Ryan, what are some things that you're working on here in the off season? I know you can't get into any gyms, but how are you getting your workouts in to get yourself prepared for your senior season?
Right now I'm recovering. I actually had a sports hernia surgery. Last football season and basketball season, I played injured with 2 sports hernias. Played through both of them and just got surgery 2 weeks ago. So that's about a 4 to 6 week recovery for me. But after that, I'm just gonna go get routes in, lift what I can, do what I can do, and just try to get better than me and my teammates.
Who are some NFL or NCAA tight ends? Or when I watch you, Ryan, on film, I see an athlete. So let's not try to put you in a box. But who are some players that you like to study either on the NFL or NCAA level, and maybe kind of add what they do into your game on Friday evenings?
I really like right now my favorite current tight end probably Dallas Goedert. He's actually a backup right now at the Eagles behind Zach Ertz. But I think as soon as Ertz is gone or he gets moved, he's going to be one of the better tight ends in the nation. He's a really good college highlight. So that's where I kind of watched him from. He was drafted about 2 or 3 years ago in the 2nd round. I really like him. And then I really like watching old guys. I like watching Ozzie Newsome and Kellen Winslow. Those are my 2 guys I like to watch.
When I come to the stadium and get popped popcorn, soda, no ice, go to the top of the stadium. What type of player am I going to see in Ryan Hoerstkamp for those 4 quarters once that ball is kicked off?
I mean, I'm gonna give it everything I got, no matter what it is. I'm just gonna give it whatever I got, and that's kind of how I got here, just hard work and do all that, and I'll do all the little things right. Kind of my parents, they're both blue collar. My mom's a teacher, my dad works at a factory, and kind of with my last name with carries is hard work, and that's what I'm gonna bring to the field every time. I'll make sure I do everything right and just give it everything I got.
Ryan, what's in the playlist as you ride around town? We're in the car, we're riding around in Washington, Missouri. What's the first 5 songs that I'm gonna hear in your vehicle as we're vibing?
All right, you'll probably hear a little bit of Bryson Tiller. I'm an R&B type of guy. That's basically what I listen to. R&B. I listen to Chris Brown, a little bit of Bryson Tiller. But if we're going fishing, I'm probably gonna play some Waylon Jennings, some Kane Brown, some Jason Aldean. I got a little bit of everything.
I like that. Well, with the last question, I'm going to make a statement. I want you to finish it. When football is done with Ryan Hoerstkamp, he'll be doing what with his life afterwards?
I mean, if however far football can take me, that's what I want to do. But after football, my main goal is to be the best father and best husband I can be to my family. That's my main goal. That's been my main goal for a long time, and that's what I'm going to stick to.
Well, my man, I mean, with a vision like that, I have nothing but respect for you, because someone your age doesn't think like that, but you obviously have a plan. And hey, Ryan, our line is your line. Feel free to call in and be a part of OTH anytime. But you have a great day, my man, and thanks for taking time out here on OTH.
All right, thank you.
That was Ryan Hoerstkamp of Washington, Missouri, Washington High School, a major tight end prospect, and the kid's a great athlete. Demetrius, hearing the interview, I know when you saw what he was vibing with, I saw the little response. Talk about how impressed you were and what stood out in that conversation.
He just sounds very mature. A guy that has a vision, not necessarily what people deem as success, but he has an understanding of what I think he's after in his life and what's going to make him happy. And I think that's key. You can tell he's not all about family, but not all about football, but has a core in his family. And I think that's important, because so many kids come to college just thinking that football is all they have. And I think he has a good, solid foundation where he can lean on his family and understands family principles.
Well, I know that we understand family principles, as there's going to be a junior take the stage here momentarily in the next segment as we continue with the Hogs Eyes, because they're always watching. We're heading down to Fairburn, Georgia, Hughes High School, and we're going to talk with Antonio Martin Jr., the big-time 4-star 2022 prospect that the Hogs have high interest in. All that's coming up. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it. That beat jumping, boy. Beat jumping. I'm jumping off the page.
God, the producer.
chicken and waffles. What's a good place I can get some chicken and waffles? I know. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that loving. Like they say on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings, and they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Beat me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road. Welcome back to our Thursday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk here on KDSJ 479. We come to you each and every day from 1 to 2 p.m. And real quick, before we get on with more of our Hall Guy segment, let's give a shout out to our sponsors going forward. That being said, Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, the one that I'm always real happy to talk about, KDK's Chicken. It's down at 989 Razorback Road. Go see Keith, Kathy, get a plate of love, and like they say, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. But as we said, we heard Coach Sam Pittman in our availability with the head hog on Friday. Talked about they felt like they were a little behind in recruiting when they arrived in Fayetteville in the 2022 class. So I'm telling you, they've hit the ground running, and we thought we'd head down and catch up with one of their main targets, 4-star running back from Fairburn, Georgia, Langston Hughes High School, Antonio Martin Jr. Antonio, welcome to OTH, my man. Let's talk about recruiting. Arkansas and Jimmy Smith comes in with an offer, but I mean, you're out there, Alabama's, the Miami's, Maryland's, a lot of offers. How has the recruiting process gone so early in heading into your junior season?
It's been amazing experience. Just going along and just doing it.
What schools have you been able to get out to early, kind of get a feel for, and what are some other schools that you're planning to get out to once this COVID-19 pandemic it's kind of subsided and you get to some normalcy? Who are some schools you're going to try to make it out to, Antonio?
I had visits set up with Georgia, Auburn, and Florida before the Corona came through. Shut everything down.
Now, Arkansas and Jimmy Smith, Coach Jimmy Smith, was formerly last year at Georgia State. You and I talked a couple of days ago, and you and Coach Smith have quite the relationship. He offered you at Georgia State and since has offered you the same scholarship at Arkansas. Talk about that relationship, and what has Coach told you about, Arkansas as far as how it would be a fit for you?
So, Coach Jimmy, my guy. Good dog. I respect Coach Jimmy. And when he got to Arkansas, he just, not too many people know too much about Arkansas. But he told me that it's more than what they make it seem like. There's a lot there. He just told me it's a place to be. And I'm getting a visit out there too soon. I'm just waiting for the date with him to come back to.
Now, I know you told me, that video that Coach put out when he was going to take the job about, if you're a baller, he's going to come and get you. I know that resonated with you really, really deeply, Antonio, because Coach offered you at Georgia State and at Arkansas. I mean, explain, how that, how big is that a coach sticks to his word and, still wants you to be a part of whichever school he's at.
It was a big one because, like you say, he offered me twice. One at one school and another school, and came back and turned right back around and came back again. Just to make it, you know what I'm saying? And when he came and got me the second time, it wasn't over the phone, it was in person. So it was a big boom, and, it was just a click.
Now, down in Georgia, big time football is played each and every Friday night. Playing in that type of high school environment, how do you think that prepares you, Antonio, for the collegiate level? Because, you not only have 1 year, you have 2 years left. And also, second part of that question, you're one of the top 2 running backs in the junior class in that state. Do you feel like a marked man every night, and how do you handle that part of it also?
As you said again.
You're a marked man. Each and every time you step on the football field, one of the top running backs in the junior class. How do you handle that part of it? Is that something that you rise up? It fuels you, or how do you handle that?
I just go out and play ball. I know everybody wants a piece of me, try to make a name for themselves. For me, I just go out there and let them take their shot. And, and let them deal with it.
Talking with Antonio Martin Jr. of Fairburn, Georgia, Langston Hughes High School, big-time 4-star running back with an Arkansas offer. Lead recruiter Jimmy Smith here at the University of Arkansas. But what are going to be some of the things, Antonio, that you'll be looking for over the next 2 years in your school of choice, or once you make that final decision?
Culture. I mean, the feeling of the coaching style, just to see how they treat their players. And another factor would be O-line. How's the O-line looking for the time that I'll be there, the time when I get there.
Now, looking around at some collegiate or NFL running backs, who are some of those guys that you like to watch, Antonio?
You say that I like?
Yeah, who are some guys you like to watch? Maybe study what they do and kind of implement, things that they do into yours on Friday evenings.
Before Marshawn retired, I was a big Marshawn. I meant everything he did, from the Skittles, everything. I had Marshawn and Saquon, and right now my favorite is Zeke. I just love what he does. He's a game changer.
When I come to Langston Hughes High School there in Fairburn, Georgia, I'm going to go ahead and get my ticket, get my popcorn, soda pop, no ice, go to the top of the bleachers. When that ball is kicked off for 4 quarters and it's time to get it, what type of football player will I see in Antonio Martin Jr.?
Baller. Coach Jimmy said, "You're a baller, I got to come get you." We'll make that statement true. I'm going to show him he came and got a baller.
Man, that's one of the best statements I've ever heard. Now, we're riding around Fairburn, Georgia. We're in Antonio. We're in your vehicle. Just like I said, we're vibing. I mean, it's nice outside. What's the first 5 songs I'll hear on your playlist when we get to rolling?
First song you hear on my playlist. Ooh. It'll be some Lil Baby. it'll be Lil Baby, and it'll be a mixture. It'll be some No Cap in between.
See, my producer, he said he anticipated you to say Lil Baby. He has a studio here, also makes beats and does a lot of recording for a lot of really good artists. So I mean, he's really into the music. So you gave me 2 of them. You had 3 more.
Take you 2 more? 3?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 more. I need 5 of them.
There you go. All right, Lil Baby, No Cap. You're going to hear Rollo Rodriguez. You're going to hear some Lil Durk. And what else I'm big on? Rich Homie Corn.
He had
still rocking Rich Homie Corn.
See, he had you rocking He had you rocking Thug.
Nah. I mean, it might be in there, but Rich Homie, he got a couple classics that I like.
Antonio, what's the one thing that you can take with you from there in Fairburn, Georgia, Langston Hughes High School, with you to the next level that you can always say, this is what made me?
Oh, my. You talking about just from going, like, this would make business. Because Red Ball, I was the guy. Then I came to high school, it just, my 9th grade year, it was like, all right, everybody, you're not just playing your age group anymore. You playing these big guys. You got to put your head out and go to heart. And I know when I go from Langston, I'm that guy here. When I get back up here, I'm still going to be that guy, but you got to go in so many other guys. So that right there is just going to put me, my work ethic made me. when I get there, I know I got to go against these guys. Well, I got to compete against these guys, even though they're gonna be my teammate. But I got to come out here and show that, oh no, I'm not gonna fall off since I got from this point to this point. So my work ethic, I say.
I like that. Well, I'm gonna make a statement, and I want you to finish this statement for me. It'll be the final question, and like I said, want to thank you for taking time out with me here on OTH, Antonio. But when football is done for Antonio Martin Jr., he's going to be doing what with his life afterwards?
Enjoying it with his family, and maybe going back and coaching.
I can see you being a coach. You're very confident, coach. I like your swag, man. Hey, I'm gonna say, like I tell all our recruits, this line is your line. Be it, give it a call, be a part of the show throughout the summer, and let's keep in touch, Antonio. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for taking time out here on OTH, my man. That was Antonio Martin Jr. from Fairburn, Georgia, Langston Hughes High School, 4-star, 2022 running back prospect, major prospect, and I'm talking about Demetrius. Doesn't lack for confidence, does it?
Not at all, and I think you said it right. Jimmy went and got a baller. I mean, you could take a look at his tape, and I think he's just a complete back. Guy that plays with a low center of gravity, plays downhill, has the ability to good change of direction, has a burst. I mean, when you talk about a complete third down back and a guy that you think can do everything, I think this is a kid that can really bring you everything. And then you look at his build. He's 6'2", and you're talking about a guy that's a junior, so he still has time to grow and develop. So you're talking about, going into his freshman, sophomore year, you're talking about a 6'2", 225 running back that's, probably having a sub 4.4, 4.5 speed, maybe faster. And I think that's something good. And, just with the relationship and kind of vibe that I got, I think Coach Jimmy really has a good chance of getting this kid. I think anytime you're consistent with a kid and you go from place to place, but you still keep the contact and you still show them that they're wanted, I think that is a different impact. And, with him being for Georgia, of course, Georgia is going to go after him, and I think he knows that Georgia always produces highly touted running backs and always have offensive lines. But I think when you look at Arkansas' situation, now that they are similar to a Georgia, when you look at what they can actually offer you from a offensive or running back position at that, because year in and year out that you're going to get a top tier O-line, that's for sure. And then, you got a top 5 running back coach. And I think those are two things you don't get at every college. And I think he sees the value of Arkansas.
And that's the thing I think that, and I'll jump on that. That's the thing it stuck out to me was he's going to look at the offensive lines and what they'll be like for the foreseeable future while he's at that university. And with Brad Davis and Sam Pittman leading that charge and being what I think two of the elite, offensive line coaches, there's a reason BD got a raise here recently. That $100,000. As the years go on, you'll see just how valuable and just how much of a recruiter. I've always been a believer that great offensive line coaches are really, really extravagant. I mean, the elitist of the recruiters out when they get a chance to build relationships with these kids. But there's more relationship building. And the eyes don't stop looking in the Hall Guy segment, as we're going to take a quick break and run up to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Booker T. Washington, where we're going to catch up with our next prospect. Sam Carter's after this one. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a bit. Man, I like chicken and waffles. What's a good place I can get some chicken and waffles? I know. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And like they say on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings. And they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Meet me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road. Welcome back to On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio as we momentarily are trying to reach out and make contact with our next guest, that being Kewan Parker from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Push your brand, not only just regionally, but on the national scene. You have to feel good about what could be for this program going forward under Sam Pittman and that incredible staff that he was able to hire.